But yeah, so yeah, getting back. Wow, there goes my light. And speaking of being angry, I want to get to that. So anyone who knows me knows I've always had a little bit of like anger issues, but I've contained them a lot in the past few years. I've learned a lot of how to control it and how just to not be angry. Like there's no point in being angry about things. But sometimes I get frustrated. So I hope like any new viewers and all my old viewers will kind of understand. There's going to be times where maybe I'll get a little frustrated, but it's nothing compared to what I used to be. I've grown a lot as a person, and I hope to continue to grow more and more on this journey, because that's kind of what this whole thing is about. It's kind of what this whole thing is about, is just growing and becoming a better person, and just forgive and forget about when people do you wrong, or just trust your gut to stay out of situations that you might get done wrong. This shadow on my face is just so bad. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, I just as soon as I start talking, he's like, you gotta give me attention. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to this trip that I don't know. Every time I point a camera at me, I kind of forget what I want to say. And I had some things written down, but I don't want to be sitting there staring at a piece of paper. And I just kind of wrote down the basic concept. But for the most part, I'm just gonna try and wing it a little bit. And I'm just gonna throw you a couple of reasons of why I kind of wanted to get away. Why I wanted to get away and do this. And that was pretty much the first reason, was to grow and become a better person, and to just say screw it when I see something I don't like, and live my life how I want to, and just forget about things that I don't like. Because why worry about things? Like, I have one life, I gotta live it properly, and like stop sitting there stressing myself out over things that aren't important. Hey buddy. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's so hard for me to speak on camera. Like, if I didn't have a camera pointed at me and I could just sit here and talk with my thoughts that always go through my head, the things that I want to say, it would be so much easier. But as soon as I start speaking to a camera, I feel crazy, because I'm not actually talking to someone. And I have no one replying. I have no one asking me questions. Oh my gosh. Fucking crazy dog, man. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to actually video and take these videos and actually be in my videos. That's why most of my videos are just random clips. Most of my videos are just random clips of cool views with music behind them, because I'm trying to figure out how to edit and get views. But I feel like the best way for me to actually get views is for me to tell you guys my story, which I'm gonna try and do if Clutch gets out of the way. But yeah, just I don't know. And honestly, I don't really even want to make a video right now, and I haven't really wanted to make videos for the past few weeks, because I've been kind of in a slum and not feeling the best. But I feel like, number one, I need to make content, and number two, especially if I want to get recognized at all, number two, you guys need to kind of know me a little bit and why I decided to do this. So as much as I want to keep this short, I'm just going to probably put this in parts, and if you really want to get to know me, then you can follow along my journey, and I'll kind of share more of my life with you guys as we go. But for now, I'm going to start way back, like when I was young, like super young, because I don't really have a whole lot of friends that have known me. I don't have any friends. Well, I have two. Brad, Mike, they're the only people I can think of. Jonathan, Jade, even those two didn't know me from when I was like this tall, 4 or 5 years old. Well, actually, Mike I've known him since I was 13. Brad, I've known since I was 4 years old. That's my only friend from when I was a young kid who knows everything that I've actually been through. So there's not many people who actually know everything, my whole life story, but there is a lot of people who have actually listened to my life story and taken it in and, you know, kind of realize I haven't always had it easy. I haven't had it hard whatsoever. Like, not whatsoever. I haven't had it as hard as some people. Like, lots of people go through a lot worse, but I didn't have it super easy either, but I think that I didn't have it easy. So anyways, way back. We'll start from when I was born. Boop. I got born. I'm just kidding. From when I can remember, I lived in a small town outside of Steinbach in Manitoba. I think when I was around 3 years old, my mom and my dad split up. I moved around 4. Sorry, I would have been around 4, I think. We moved to the small town Ildeshane, which is where I did most of my growing up. And after that point, my mom and my dad splitting up, I think I saw my dad, like, from what I can remember, maybe 10 times. Like, not because my mom kept me from him, because he was just a dick, and he just never wanted to see us. He found his new family, and he just wanted to be with them, so it's whatever. So we saw him very, not often, then he ended up passing away when I was about 14, which, whatever. So anyways, I grew up in a small town, called Ildeshane. Nobody liked me there because I wasn't super well off. I lived in a small little trailer. We had lots of animals. And, you know, there was some appliances didn't work. It wasn't the best water there. It just was like an old country home, you know? So, whatever. I was stinky. I was dirty. That was my nickname. That was what I was known for, was the stinky guy. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. You know, you know what? We'll get into that a little bit. Yeah, it was bad enough that my 8th grade teacher would make me go for showers in the handicapped kids' bathroom before school every day. You know how that did for the bullying. Yeah, it wasn't great. And as a kid, I didn't know any better. I was just like, whatever, you know. So like, whatever. Anyways, so I was bullied a lot as a kid, so I never really fit in. I only had a couple of friends, and that's fine, because I don't really want to fit in, because if I would have fit in, I would have turned into one of these new age, I don't want to be rude to anyone, but these new age people that I don't personally get along with, I don't like. They're just like, I don't know, crazy, just rude. They don't care about anyone, just whatever. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. I'm gonna probably cut out some of this, but we'll see. I don't know. So in Ildeshane, I wasn't ever liked, so I barely ever went to school. I didn't do good in school. And then on weekends and all the summers, I'd always work at this horse farm, which was amazing for me. They taught me how to drive. They taught me stuff about horses. They taught me just how to be a man, fencing, how to work hard, working 24/7. I was always looking for work, something to do from when I was 12 years old when I started working at this place. I could have even been younger. So I started doing that until I was like, I think 15, 16 or something like that. And I was always driving, always had a car. I buy and sell cars when I was 13-ish years old too. I was buying and selling cars, working on cars, always making money, always working, always doing something, always like hustling, you know? And, but then I got my license and I was like, you know, I don't really want to go working at the horse farm. I want to go cruising all the time. So I ended up doing that. I just, you know, started cruising and whatever. Anyways, so I moved to the city. I ended up moving to the city because I had my license and because I did so bad in school. In Ildeshane or Lorette, I failed a bunch of stuff and I was far back. So I was supposed to be going into grade 12, but I still had grade 10 classes. So I was like super popular in the Winnipeg schools, was what I thought. But it was just because I had a license and everyone was using me for my license. I gotta stop staring at the light. I don't know why I'm staring at the light. What the am I that? Okay, anyways. I'm sitting here wondering why my eyes are hurting. I'm like staring at the light, but I actually had a good train of thought going there. So maybe I gotta stare at the light, not the camera. I broke the system. See, look, now my train of thought's done again because I'm just staring at myself. So, yeah, I thought I was popular in the city, and I don't know. I made friends. I always had good friends, but I don't know. Everyone always kind of, maybe I just overthought it, but everyone always kind of like somehow did me wrong a certain way, or we just split off and stopped being friends for some reason. And yeah, I knew so many people. I had so many friends, lots of people. Like, lots of people know me in Winnipeg, and I used to be friends with them, but now for some reason they'll just always say I'm a crazy person or an asshole or a bad guy or a piece of shit. And I don't know why. I truly don't know why. Like, I've done some bad things in my life, but not as bad as most people. Like, definitely not as bad as most people in Winnipeg. I've never even been put in cuffs. I've never done people wrong. I don't plan to try and do people wrong ever. If I've ever done anyone wrong, it's definitely not been on purpose. People will purposely do me wrong, and I'll just wipe it off my shoulders and be like, hey, whatever, you know what? But then I'm the bad guy because I don't even know. I'm just always a bad guy. Which is probably why I up and left, because people just drive me off. But we'll get to that down in the thing. So I might even be able to fit this in just one video. Honestly, screw it. Might be able to fit a short version in one video. So yeah, I moved to the city, and I did well in school in the city. I gotta stop staring at the light again. Did well in school in the city, and but I was still super far behind because I just did so badly in the country school in Lorette that I was so far behind. I did 5 years of high school, so when I moved to I ended up doing 5.5 years of high school before I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go for my GED. Teachers were saying I should just do that too, so I just decided I'm gonna do that, but I never ended up going for it. So yes, I'm a high school dropout living in a van. Whatever, I'll make it work. So yeah. That makes me sound bad, eh? Whatever, I don't care. YOLO. So yeah, I just said screw it, and I started working. I got a job at this place, just going around doing parking lot maintenance, and then I worked my butt off there. I don't even know if I can name drop these places actually, so maybe I just won't say names too much after. That, and then I started driving tow truck at a big towing company in Winnipeg from when I was 17 for like 2-3 years. I think I drove there on and off, going like from job to job, and still buying and selling cars all the time. And then I started working at a different company doing landscaping and lawn care and snow removal, and I really liked that, so I started doing that. And then I wanted towing again, so I ended up buying a tow truck and did my own towing, and still worked at the snow removal place. And when I say this, there was times where I worked for, like, my mom can testify for this, and any of my real friends who actually know me and who've actually paid attention to my life will know that there's times when I had my first white tow truck that I didn't come home for a week because I was in the tow truck and then at the snow removal company and then working 12 hours there, and then I was in my tow truck working 12 hours, and I'd hop back and forth for a week. No showering, no changing. I'd go to the store, buy socks, buy another pair of boots, swap my boots out every time they got wet. Like, I'm a hardcore worker. Like, I really am a hardcore worker. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a hardcore worker. You might not think it by me sitting in a van right now doing nothing on a weekday for the past 3 months. But I'm a hard worker. I'm just tired and burnt out. So anyways, so after that tow truck, and that ended up blowing the motor, so I just went back working full-time at the snow removal company. And then I went hopping around to towing companies and working there, and just back and forth. So I've always been doing this stuff for so long. And then I ended up buying my own tow truck again, my black one, if anyone knows. I bought that one and started my own towing company again, and then that was going really well. and then it started slowing down, so I opened up a lawn care company as well. So I was doing both of those, and they went so well. They were going really well. I did amazingly, like amazing. I was doing really well. And yeah, I started with, well, I had my tow truck, and then to start the lawn care company, I started with my Taurus that everything's on the roof of. You guys know the Canadian camper car. That car started my company, the lawn care company. I was towing trailers with that car, towing my quad around to push snow, towing like dirt and leaves and rocks and patio stones to do patios and lawns and landscaping stuff. And then I eventually got a plow on the back of that car too, and was plowing snow with that car. It was just crazy. It was like insane. And yeah, and then the company just kept growing too. And then I met some friends, and they wanted to come on and work for me. And then that was honestly kind of the point where things turned around. Like, the company started growing, but I had absolutely no profit after that, because all my money was going to them and to upgrading the company to be able to have them. And then, like, I don't know, I don't want to get into this too much because it's, I don't know, I might just be in not the greatest mood today. But I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I did a lot for a lot of people, and people just don't even care. They don't even recognize it. They ignore it. I paid everyone such good money, like, always made sure everyone always had their pockets filled and was able to eat, able to pay their bills before mine, which is fine. It was my company. Even like, but there was times where I just giving people hours left, right, and center for no reason, just like making sure they had money because they're my bros, you know? And I got left in the shits with it, and things just stopped going good for the company. I stopped making money. I wasn't able to upgrade. I wasn't able to keep finding these jobs. I wasn't able to do anything. And when I was finding jobs, they weren't getting done properly. So it was like, it was just crazy. Like, it was crazy. It was like all my money was going, but I was still, when I wanted something done, I was still always doing it myself, because I couldn't rely on anyone. So I've learned a lot. Don't rely on anyone. It kind of sucks to say, and I'm sorry to you guys, man, but like, I don't know. Like, the truth, kind of like, and this again, I'm gonna be the bad guy for saying this, because I didn't say it right away, because I kept it in to give people the benefit of the doubt. And then I realized, and now I'm going to be the bad guy, because whatever. Anyways, so the company just stopped going. It was still going decently, and I could have still taken it over. I had a lot of stuff. I started with just the Taurus and a plow, and then I ended up having 3 plow trucks, my skid steer, a dump truck, another runaround truck. Like, is awesome. Like, I was doing pretty freaking good. So the company, I could have turned it around and still been making profit and stuff, but I feel where I was in it would have never gotten to that, because the profit would have still all gone to them. There was no, it turned into a thing where it was just money for them. They didn't care about the company anymore, or helping me grow this company for all of us. It was just money. I need money. So it stopped becoming profitable. It stopped, like, and even if I would have kept growing it, the company could have grown, but there would have been no money in the end, because all the money would have been going to expenses. So I need to, when I'm gonna start my own company again one day, but I want it to be just me again, because that was when it was best. I don't think I'll ever have employees again, even if I do start another company. And if I do, I don't know, I gotta take a course on how to have employees or something, because I'm too nice. I was treating everyone as friends, and that fucked me, and it's still fucking me. I still have, like, it's still fucking me. And the saddest part is, people don't care, and people are gonna blame it all on me, even though everything I did was for these people. But whatever. On to why I moved. So I was getting, so all this money was coming in and all my money was going back out to my employees, my friends, whatever. I was just had no money, and I don't even know. I sold something, and I had debts still. I had debts that I probably should have paid, but I sold something, and I said, "Fuck this! I'm using." Oops, sorry for swearing. I says, "Screw this! I'm using this money, and I'm going to freaking. I'm on a trip. I'm doing something for me because all I do is stuff for everybody else. So I'm doing something for me with this money." So I left, and I took everything that I thought I needed, and I went to BC. And most people didn't even know that I left. I had people on my Snapchat going, "What the heck? Why are you in BC? You were here yesterday." And I beelined it. It took me no time at all to get to BC. Like, no time at all, because I just beelined it. I didn't stop anywhere except for gas. I just went and like drove all day long from sun up to sundown. Like, anyways, so I got to BC and I was there for a few days, 3-4 days, 5 days, and it was just life-changing, absolutely life-changing. I couldn't believe that something so beautiful was so close to home, but I've always thought my whole life that it was so far away. It's a work day away. It's a work day away. You take one day off work, you can freaking get to BC from where I was. So I got here and it was absolutely life-changing. There was energy in there. There was something here. And the reason I came is because there was something pulling me this way too. I just said, screw this, I'm leaving, and it pulled me this way. So when I was here, I just had an eye-opening experience, seeing all these beautiful places, seeing all these people, seeing different infrastructure, seeing how big the world is outside of Winnipeg. And I made my mind up that Winnipeg isn't where I want to spend the rest of my life, because I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to keep getting dragged down by people that don't actually care about me. I haven't found a genuine actual connection in Winnipeg, and I don't know how long. And I don't think I'm that bad of a person. Like, I might have my flaws, but I don't know, I'm a little weird, a little hard to get to know, because I'm rarely closed off, because people screw me over all the time. But once you get to know me, I'm a decent person. So anyways, I got here, it was life-changing, and I decided at literally 3 or 4 days into being in BC that I'm selling all my stuff, and when I get back to Winnipeg, I'm literally just making my car into the camper car, and I'm leaving on a journey to I don't know where. I just want to see this world. So I started selling all my stuff, my whole company, my everything that I had owned, possessed, ever. I've got someone to rent out the house I was renting. Got my contracts, should have been taken over. Like, everything, I dealt with everything. I paid off most of my debts, pretty much all of my debts. I do owe a tiny bit of money to a couple places right now that'll be paid right away. Don't worry. But yeah, it's just like I needed to get away. So I lost my train of thought after that. Oh yeah, so I got back to Winnipeg. I ended up selling all my shit, getting rid of everything that I had ever worked for, all on a whim, all on this gut feeling of my life's gonna be better out here. And honestly, it's been better, but it's also been like kind of questionable. Like, I don't know where my life's gonna go right now, but I definitely am glad that I don't have, like, I'm living for me now. I don't have to worry about other people, feeding other people, taking care of other people. Like, I can just live my life how I want to. So yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of spiritual stuff behind this too, why I wanted to come out here. But this video is already gonna be ridiculously long, and most of you aren't even gonna watch this anyways, and I know it. I don't know why I'm talking still, because it just makes me feel better to be able to talk. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm gonna try this out. Hopefully you guys can get to know me a little bit too, and aren't just super judgmental. I know this world is judgmental anyways. I'm tough-skinned. I don't really care. I can deal with it. So Anyways, I'm gonna stop freaking rambling. I've just been, it feels good to get that off my chest, and I feel like you guys deserve to kind of get to know me a little bit too. There's still a lot more to know, so you can follow along and subscribe, please. So, and you'll get to learn more about me, because I want to try and maybe do a little bit more of these talking videos if you guys like them. If this gets total kaputs and nobody freaking likes it, then whatever. I won't do it again. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see you guys later. Everybody, have just a wonderful day, a wonderful life. Be happy, be nice to people, be thankful for what your friends and loved ones do for you. Be humble, be honest, and just be a good person. Like, it's really not that hard to be a good person. It's literally free to be a good person. And it's also free to subscribe and support my journey. So thank you guys. And yeah, I'm sorry for the extra long video. I know none of y'all were gonna watch it, but for the ones that did, you're the real ones. I love y'all. Peace.